Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Right off the bat on today's show, let's talk a little bit about the Volkswagen diesel scandal. Yeah, I haven't talked about this in, well, maybe only a handful of days, but there's some real interesting new stuff that's going to be coming down the pike very soon because an actual engineer for the company that was being sued for terms of wire fraud and also violating the Clean Air Act was actually looking at upwards of 5 years in prison and $250,000 in fines. Has actually taken a plea bargain in this situation, which means he's going to name names and talk about the internal situation that was the whole cheating software, how it was come up with, and why, at least my biggest reason, why didn't Volkswagen ever fix this problem? Once they had this whole thing kind of under control, they could have continued to work on the situation as it was, to try to get their vehicles to jump through those hoops without the cheating software. So we'll have to wait and see over the next several months just what kind of information this person is going to relieve. Next up on the list, I just want to talk about this because I really think that the name of this automobile is hilarious. This is the brand new Opel Karl. Now, I love the name right off the bat, but this brand new machine is going to debut at the Paris Motor Show. This is the brand new Opel Karl Rocks. Now, basically, what we think is going to happen is this is going to be somewhat of a soft off-roader, if you will. Maybe have some kind of off-road skills a little bit for what it actually is. We'll have to wait and see come the Paris Motor Show just what exactly Opel has for up its sleeve. But I love a vehicle, and I love naming vehicles, so this one's already got a name right there in its existing name. Another vehicle that's going to debut at the Paris Motor Show is Mitsubishi's brand new GT-PHEV concept. This is another machine that we know little to nothing about, and oddly enough, I kind of think this thing looks a little bit like the Land Rover Evoque. Range Rover Evoque, is that way out of line, maybe? Don't know anything about this machine, and this is a look into the future, a little bit of a flight of fancy for what Mitsubishi may have up their sleeve in the future, so we'll let you know what they say about this thing come the Paris Motor Show. Next up on the list, another vehicle is going to debut at the Paris Motor Show. It's Mercedes-Benz brand new AMG GT Roadster. Yes, for the first time, the AMG GT gets its roof lopped off. Now, the vehicle comes with a canvas or fabric style roof. Will be able to go down in just 11 seconds at speeds of upwards of 31 miles an hour. As far as the AMG GT Roadster is concerned, it comes with the same 4-liter twin-turbocharged V8 that's in other AMG GTs, making 469 horsepower and 465 pounds-feet of torque. That is shifted through a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission. 0 to 60 jaunts come in at just 3.9 seconds with a top speed of 188 miles an hour. Now, you can bump that up a tad bit if you want to go with the AMG GTC. That particular machine gets a lot, and I do mean a lot, of the AMG GTR goodness. Including that 4-liter twin-turbocharged V8 gets a bump up in power, not to GTR levels, but close, making 550 horsepower and 502 pounds-feet of torque. Now, that 7-speed dual-clutch transmission is heavily revised for this particular machine, including a paddle shift mode. It also gets the active rear axle steering setup on it, the electronic limited-slip rear differential, and that beefed up transmission. The extra horsepower brings 0 to 60 jaunts down to 3.7 seconds with a top speed of 198 miles an hour. No pricing or availability as of yet. There are some rumors this vehicle will be available in U.S. showrooms coming up in the spring or summer of 2017. Next up on the list, Ariel Atom, folks. So this is an interesting piece right here. This is basically the Aero P concept, and what Ariel's trying, and what the folks over there are trying, it's some technology that we've seen way back in the day. Back in the sports car days in 1970, Chaparral was actually fooling around with this, and in a Formula One car, the Brabham Group was actually using it in 1978. Basically what you have, and you look at the basic Ariel's Atom basic chassis, the underneath of this vehicle, that huge black panel that says no step, it's got side skirts on it, and up underneath of it is two very large high-speed, lightweight electric fans underneath this vehicle. And what they're fooling around with is to try to create downforce without using wings or splitters and the like. The thing about a wing or a splitter is it takes a fair amount of speed to actually create downforce. Well, with this particular setup, this vehicle will be able to create downforce no matter what speed it's going. From 100 down to 5 miles an hour, this thing is going to make the same downforce levels all the way around the machine. If we look at the back end of the machine, you get to see this thing wrap around the big large panel with the side skirts actually wrap around right around the rear axle section. Again, this is pretty interesting stuff. This is going to mean this vehicle is going to be able to perform at a very high level without lots of downforce trickery other than this huge vacuum cleaner mat, if you will. They're claiming also if you flip on the fans with the vehicle not even driving, it will pull the car towards the pavement, almost having a vacuum cleaner style effect, which may make racing a little bit better as far as cleaning up the track after possible oil downs and the such. So, interesting situation. Nice little tip to the old days. So, it's going to be fun to see whether Chaparral, or I should say Ariel, actually gets this deal and gets it to working where they can actually put it out on a vehicle for sale. It's a pretty neat little setup there. And we'll keep you in tune if we hear any more about this deal. Last up on the list, let's talk about the little Chevrolet Bolt, because General Motors has released official EPA range for this machine, and it comes in and it blows away every other EV that's for sale right now. This vehicle will get 238 miles of range. This vehicle actually beats out the base model Model S, and in fact beats out the perceived range of what the new Model 3 that's kind of going to be going head-to-head with this machine once it comes out. Now, the trick is we're 3 to 4 years, maybe 5 years away from the Model 3 actually seeing the light of day in production form. So there's a lot of time for Elon Musk to get in there and his folks and try to gain that range back over the Chevy Bolt. So we'll keep you in tune on this deal. This vehicle's rumored to be right around $37,000. That's before tax credits, and the possibility of this machine hitting dealer showrooms sometime in 2017 is a very, very good possibility. And that's all there was that I thought was worth talking about for this edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Don't forget to like us over on the Facebook page. The link's down in the show notes. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, you can do so at any time and get the first dibs on the brand new shows as soon as they come out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again real soon.